crash the castle. Now, I've broken this down into 2 levels for you. The first one is you can just use the regular castle crasher for this one, uh, which has a set map. The second one, I want you to write a program to take out all of the ones on the dynamic map, where you can use one program, takes care of all of them, much like the dynamic maze. So if we're looking at this and I go to the regular castle crasher, it's always going to be the same. So this one you can really kind of just plug where each one of the things are and go to it. And if you're lucky, the map will actually show up for us, which it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Okay, and I got my code over there for the other one, but let's see. It's coming. I need to see it so I can do something. Okay, so this one, if we show it, we got to go through here, maybe make a turn here, turn, turn, turn. So like I could probably set this to be like go 1800. I'm at negative 800, so it's not negative 900. So yeah, like I could probably set this to say like go forward like 1700, and then I could turn right, and then I could go forward again. I want them at 0, so I could go forward like let's say 800, and then I could turn right, and then I could go forward for 1700. I could turn right, and you kind of getting the idea. Go 1800 that time, and then we could just adjust if a need requires, and hopefully this will crash the whole thing. So the first one is very similar to one of the early programs you would have done. Okay, so let's see what happens. Go forward, crash the main block. Went a little too far there, so still getting it right here, so that works. We get that one, good. We got this one, oh, living on the edge. So these two, if I change them to 1700, I think we will do nicely. 1700. I think this will probably take care of the whole thing. Going through. Crash. Crash. So I definitely crashed all of them. I didn't knock all of them over, but I crashed all of them. So you do something like this, and then you can see how your code does and modify it to make it better. But problem is with the dynamic castle crasher, the level 2 that we're going to be doing, that won't work. I mean, we could do something, or if we look at them, they're not all on the outside, so we can't reuse this code. So whatever we're doing, we want it to go over and over and over again. So we are going to do a repeat forever. And I want to make sure, I'm going to say if, since I'm going to kind of have it driving by itself, if that bottom eye, down eye detects red, that we are going to reverse speeds. Let's just give it a nice distance to go back. $300 sounds good to me. And then I want it to turn right. And I'm just going to set it to do a random turn so it's not always the same. Pick random. Say like between 30 and 60. And I suppose I have to tell this thing to drive. So I can probably put the drive forward before the if. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Now I got it going. Hopefully it can drive forward, it hits the wall. And it's going to randomly kind of turn right. And this, like the Roomba, might work. But it seems like this is taking longer than it should. Like, it'll get there one day, but we don't know when. So what we want to do is we want to make this a little more practical. So we want to throw in something called repeat until. And I want to repeat until the distance finds an object. And I need to make a variable to do this. So I'm going to set a variable to 0. And I am going to set my thing to turn right. It's going to do this until it finds the object. And I can actually set the distance to change my variable. So I got my variable here, it starts at 0. And I'm going to change it by 5 degrees every time. So it's going to turn right and change 5 degrees. And what it's doing here is it's going to repeat until found an object. So it's going to repeat this turn at 5 degrees to the right until it finds an object. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to crash. Good. Now I'm going to back up. And here I'm going to keep doing those 5-degree turns until I point at something. And there I found an object. So now I've got a robot that's like hunting for stuff. I found these objects. Now, is it perfect? Can we optimize it? Probably. But this is definitely going to take everything out on the map eventually. Because if it pushes it off, it's just going to try to find a new object. There it goes. So I've got one block left that it's got to go get down at the bottom. It's kind of like in a sea of things right now, so it may take a while. And it's all based on how it comes off. It's having a lot of trouble picking up that one in the corner. I don't know if it's because it's far away or what. But it's doing a pretty good job cleaning off the map here. So this is the algorithm you would use to automatically clean off any of the maps. It will definitely knock them all over. There it goes. That's the last one I had to get. And now if we just let this going, eventually it would push all of that into either the red or off the board. So I think this kind of accomplishes our goal for this program. So you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, but otherwise this is the Dynamic Castle Crasher level 2.